Okay, so this is just going to be a quick refresher, hopefully, on verb conjugation. If you hear music or screaming toddler, completely normal, just ignore it. It's Sunday. But I wanted to go over the present and the past form before we have class. So we're just going to do a couple quick conjugations. In the yo form, take a look at them in both ways, and then in the to form, in the present and the preterite. The first verb we have is comer, and I have the endings right here, so you can see them for both the present and the past. If there's two endings, it's because the AR verbs are different than the ER verbs, so only the yo form is going to have the same ending. So first I'm going to start by writing my root. That means writing the word without the ER or the AR or the IR. We don't have any IR verbs in here just by coincidence, but leaving off the last two letters. And I like to do it all in a row, just so I get used to looking at the word root, and also for efficiency. So when I do this, I'm seeing the word root by itself, and you're going to notice the word root in a lot of other words. For example, when we say cocina, around the house, it's coming from the verb cocinar, or cocinero is a cook, all coming from the same word root. So that's why I like to look at them. It helps you understand more words. And now that I have all of my word roots here, I can go ahead and add my ending, which is going to be it, O, 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 O. And now I have all my verbs conjugated. Como, tomo, hablo, camino, trabajo, cocino, limpio. Now I went from saying to eat up here, this is just the verb in its regular infinitive form, and now I'm saying I eat. Now I have a subject, there's an action happening, and that's the difference between these two. But now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to conjugate them again. I'm going to put my word roots over here, and I'm going to put them in the past because I want to be able to say I ate. Me. Okay. I want to be able to say I ate, or I want to be able to ask you if you ate. So that's why we're doing this in the past also. So comer is an ER verb. So we have two different options here. We know the first option is going to be AR. The second option is going to be E or IR. So comer is going to get an I with an accent, and it becomes comi. Tomar is AR. So that's going to get the E with an accent, tomé. The same with most of these. Hablé, caminé, trabajé, cociné, limpié. These are all going to get this accented E, even if you don't write it in class. If you don't have something to write the accents, or it's just a hassle to do it, I understand that completely. But you want to make sure that you know that it has an accent in the preterite. Now let's go ahead and real quick, we'll do the to form. I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to write out all of my word roots. By the time you write these a lot, you're going to be very, very familiar with them. You're going to see hablador and say, oh, I know that has something to do with talking. Trabajador, same thing. Trabajo as in work, as in a place. It'll really help you to understand a lot more of a language. And for efficiency's sake, I'm going to do it twice, just so we can do this all at once. Okay. And then I'll be ready to put on my past tense ending, my present and past, for the to form. We're not doing the other forms because in class we're going to be speaking one-on-one. So for now, we're just going to concentrate on these. We're going to master these before we even go into the nosotros, ustedes. We're not even thinking about those yet. We want to be able to talk one-on-one first. Okay. So in the present two, this is an ER verb, so it's going to get the ES. Comes, tomas, hablas, caminas, trabajas, cocinas, limpias. So this here, now I've gone from saying I eat, now I'm saying you eat. And this also works to form a question because there's no auxiliary word do in Spanish. You don't have to use anything special to form a question except your voice. You use the intonation, which will naturally rise up in your voice when you ask a question. You'll say, ¿comes? It's something we do in English, so it just transfers over to Spanish. And then I'm going to do the same thing in the past, paying attention to the endings. If it's aste or iste, comiste, tomaste, hablaste, caminaste, trabajaste, cocinaste, limpiaste. And now I have the past form, you ate, with our comer example. Now I have all of my conjugations for these regular verbs. Looks a little bit like Christmas, but now I can take these verbs and now I can start to make questions with them that we can use in class. So if I want to ask you, do you eat seafood, for example, because everyone knows I don't like seafood. Comes mariscos? Mariscos being the word for seafood. Now I can answer that with my yo form, sí como, or in my case, no como, I don't eat mariscos. Or you could go ahead and make your questions in the preterite. Comiste mariscos? And that iste, the es to the iste, is what is telling us it's in the past. Just like in English where you say did, and that triggers us to know that it's a past tense. This is going to do the same thing, even if it doesn't feel that way right now. And when I respond, still going to be a hard no for me because I will never eat them. But sí comí with the accented I, or no comí. So this is what I would like for everybody to do before class. If you don't need to write out the verb conjugation, you absolutely don't have to. But if you can't do it in your head yet, it won't hurt to practice this. And because I adore you all so much, I spent extra time this weekend and I put some stuff on our website specifically to help with the verb conjugation. So if you go here, I'll leave the link, but if you go to activity number 7, where it starts with the daily schedule, that's where we start conjugating verbs in Spanish 1. So you all should have had this, but it's okay if you didn't. We can't do anything about that now. We can only control what we're doing in Spanish 2. You can go here though, and you can review. You don't have to do every activity, but you're going to find a lot of the common verbs. You're going to find grammar practice, some of the irregular verbs, a lot of the daily actions, some reflexive verbs. This will be a very good way for you to go and practice if you don't want to write out tables all day, which who wants to do that? All right, time's up on the toddler. I have to go. I'll see you all in class.